To whom much is given, much is expected. I want to say a very big thank you to MasterCard Foundation for what they did. And what is that? For sponsoring some delegates from Africa to African Food System Forum Summit 2025. Yes, it is a great one because I have in the house with me today, we are going to be talking to two delegates that were sponsored by MasterCard Foundation to African Food System Forum Summit Forum in Dakar, the one they did in 2025. And who are these people? Yes, I'm talking about Areho Evelyn and Anna Rotimi Williams. These guys are doing great in their agri space. They were there just to connect and also see how they can also contribute to African food system. Now, today we're going to be talking about their reflection and call to action from the event that they went for. Let us go and let them give us feedback on what they did, on what they learned, and how they can also help us in when they're talking about food system in Africa. Let me just go on this short break. When I come back, I'll be talking to Areho Evelyn and Anna Rotimi Williams. I'll be right back.
I want to implore Lagosians, I want to implore Nigerians. We need a voice for those in the agri space. When you get on social media, when you get on your TV, what we see is the creative sector. We see the movies, we see the artists. In fact, Dirty December, the creative sector owned Nigeria. But we need to start to have a voice for the agri space. And there are very few people doing justice to this. Voice of the farmer is one of those few people. Food security comes on the back of propagating the right information, and Voice of the Farmer is your choice in getting the information you need around agriculture in Lagos and in Nigeria. I therefore implore you, I ask you, I plead with you, I advise you, watch Voice of the Farmer, support Voice of the Farmer, and we'll get to that Nigerian utopia we want around food security.
So, for record purpose, I would love you to introduce yourself for people that are meeting you for the first time, and I will start from Anna. Please introduce yourself, please.
Thank you very much. My name is Hannah Rotimi Williams, and I'm the founder of Camilla Farms. What do we do at Camilla Farms? We are into livestock farming, aquaculture, and rabbits for now. Okay. And we go into a little bit of value addition. That's processing, where we process our catfish and then we sell off to consumers and retailers. Also, I do a little bit of advocacy for mental health and well-being in agriculture, physical health included. So that's just a little bit.
So I have a beautiful guest too here. It's not just Anna alone. So let's meet you as well too.
All right, my name is Evelyn Areo. I am the founder of Farm to Fill Foods Limited. Farm to Fill Foods is an agro-processing company. We help farmers reach their sales target by taking their products and then process into what consumers can readily use.
Awesome. I love the fact that you just keep it simple. That is just it. So now, the major reason why we are here is just to talk about the AFSF, that is African Food System Forum 2025. I could remember the last year I was there in Kigali and it was just fun. And, it's just something that I cannot even forget any moment from now. So I know you guys are there and I feel this is just like a call to action and a reflection from what happened there. I want to believe MasterCard Foundation was like, it's just the brain behind you going there. And now we want to know how, let me start from Anna now. Let me start with this question. Do you think Africa can feed itself? And if we can, how can we do that?
Yes, Africa can feed itself. Why? Because Africa has the largest population of young persons.
Okay.
Right? And if we are able to harness that properly, then Africa can definitely feed itself. Now, I would reflect back to the forum.
Okay.
This year's forum, that's the African Food Systems Forum, focused on youths. The theme was Africa's youths leading collaboration, innovation, and implementation of Africa food systems transformation. Right? And what they were just trying to say is the fact that when you're talking about the lesson, the whole summary of the forum was that when you're talking about food systems, Africa food systems, we're not just talking about production. And when we're talking about food systems, Africa food systems, youth entrepreneurship should be at the center of Africa food systems. So we're not just talking about production, we're branching into several aspects of agri-food systems that are linked together to be able to, help us to feed ourselves. So yes, youths is the major player here.
Now, I want to agree with you, but I feel Evelyn can help to buttress that more because she's really practicing and she knows what when it comes to production. Now, the question still go back to you. Do you think Africa is really ready to feed itself at this moment?
Okay, yeah, in addition to what Hannah just mentioned, we are able to be food secured and even to attain food sovereignty in Africa. And this is because, yes, we have the vast land. Like Hannah said, we have the youth population. And I think what we need to do more is to try as much as possible to de-risk the sector.
Okay.
Yeah, let the government look into providing affordable funds. I mean, sort every land issues, work on the insecurity that threatens the lives of farmers in rural communities. Because
I
if
agree.
we don't take all of these amenities, all of these facilities down to those small older farmers, we can't really achieve the results. And more importantly, I feel like we cannot achieve this until we create a sense of importance on what is locally produced and reduce our
That's
dependence
true.
on
Importation.
imports. Yeah, right. So we need to reduce dependence on imports. Let us consume what we locally produce. So there's something they do in Uganda. I think Antia was talking about it at the conference. It is buy Uganda, build Uganda.
Buy Uganda.
Boo boo, they
Build.
call it boo
So
boo.
now I think we should start buy Nigeria, build
Build
Nigeria.
Nigeria,
I think that is just
absolutely.
it. That
Yeah.
is just it. So now let me go back to Anna. Now, so what will you say is just out of the 5 days, or let me say a week that you guys use in Senegal, that is Dakar,
Yeah.
what day will you say this is a day that stood out for you that you can never forget going to Dakar?
Out of the 5 days that I spent in Dakar, the day that stood out for me, for my experience, was the
That's
day.
the Council of the Wise, right?
Yes, it was the Council of the Wise. So the Council of the Wise, that was the topic was on trade systems and
Okay.
markets,
Okay.
basically. And I had the opportunity to actually interview 5 former prime ministers.
Five
Girl.
former prime minister. That is just. I think you need to talk about that because it's
Yes.
really
Yeah.
something that
Yes.
even on the norms you may not have access to even one,
Yes.
but now you are having
Yes.
access to five. So
Yes,
tell us
I
about
had
it.
the access to 5 former prime ministers from Ethiopia,
Okay.
from Guinea,
Okay.
Tanzania, Benin, and Niger.
Niger.
Right. And I was able to ask them some questions. So one of the questions I asked was about opportunities that exist for intergenerational exchange between we the
That's wise of
youths.
you. That is really
Yes.
council of wise because
Yeah.
now I know Anna
Yes.
likes money, so she wants to make more money. And let's see how. And yes, that is just it. That's
So I
wise.
Yeah.
had to ask that question, that what are the opportunities really? Because we're saying, yes, we want the youth. I'm a young person and we want to like really take over this sector and, be at the center of the sector. But yes, whilst I'm doing that, we also need the wisdom of the older generation
Exactly.
also.
Exactly.
Cancel, that's why it's Council of the Wise. So
Exactly.
we are bringing the energy of young
The
people
youth.
with the wisdom of the older generation, and we can't neglect both. And we also have to understand that the truth is no generation has all the answers to agriculture. We have to merge older generation and younger generation to actually like harness it.
I think that's really caught my attention. Saying no, they're not all generation like not
Yes.
either the old or the
Yes.
younger or the young.
Yes.
Not all of we. Some of us we have something that we need to work and
Yes.
co-create together. We need the older generation while they also
Yes.
need us. So let me go back to
Yes.
Evelyn. I know because I saw so many pictures that Evelyn took. So which day out of those 5 days stood out for you?
Oh, okay. So if I'm to pick just one day,
Exactly.
it will be the day I had the privilege to exhibit my products.
Okay.
Yeah. Many thanks to the Mastercard Foundation because they really supported us. They supported us by number one, amplifying our voices. We did not just go as attendees. We actually had opportunities. Like Hannah had like three
I had 3
speaking
sessions, speaking
engagements.
engagements.
I had
Star girl.
two,
Yes, I was the star girl
I
for
had
sure.
two. I did a spoken word presentation, and then
Yeah.
I was on the dialogue at the Farmers Forum on the last day. But you see, the day I exhibited my products, I was amazed because a lot of people came around and they were like, "You're doing
Impressed.
something exceptional, something amazing." They saw the products. I had customer. My leads form was full. People came from all over, and to see what I was presenting that day. So for me, it still feels so surreal that I could, get on that platform and,
Yes.
put my products out there and people saw it, they liked it. And it's also created some form of collaboration and partnership, because there was a guy from Rwanda who came
Yeah.
and it's like, oh, they have fish too, but they don't do all of this packaging and processing. I could come in to teach them how to do it. So we actually worked on that, and I even got customers really from there. Someone has even ordered right from there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just that we are not
Yes,
even
For
yes.
yes.
from that
Just
place.
the second week after we came, last week I got an order from someone who ordered some products. She was traveling to the US. So the networks really that we got from that place
platform.
cannot be cannot be overemphasized really.
Awesome. I think now that you're telling us that you have a lot of customers, so maybe I'll drop my account number after this so
Are
that you
you
can definitely.
serious?
I don't want naira, I want dollar now.
Yeah,
So let me
I
go back.
actually earned in
Yeah, that
dollars.
is it.
I charged them in
I know. You don't need
dollars.
to tell me that. I know. So let me go back to Anna. So now,
Okay.
we were talking about food system. I want people to understand that when you're studying agriculture, it's not just about production,
It's
which you
not
mentioned.
farming, yeah.
So now, we are talking about the food system. We are talking about processing. We are talking about packaging. Now, now you as a young person that is doing well in the
Yeah.
agri space. Now, if you are to advise any youth coming in, because I want to believe that is the major reason why you went there. Let's network, let's collaborate, and let's see what they are doing differently in other African countries. So
Exactly.
now, with what you've seen there, what do you think our youth here in Nigeria can also like? Okay, let's say, okay, we are not really doing this in Nigeria.
Yes.
What can we start doing as a youth that is going to contribute to food system and allowing us to have attain what we call food security?
Right, yes, thank you very much for asking me that question. So yes, I mentioned that food system does not start and end at production.
Production,
That's
exactly.
farming, right? There's a whole lot of other processes that goes into food systems. So for me, from that forum, I will not say I want to advise anybody to, because still as a person you should do proper research and
Exactly.
yes, get on before you enter into any particular field in the agricultural sector or any particular segment in the agricultural sector. But I would say that youth should start to focus more on agri-tech and digital innovations, because there was a lot of that
Yeah.
at the forum. I mean, there
Okay.
was this lady that was doing like this AI stuff that could detect diseases in animals and things like that. So I feel young Nigerians should start leaning
Taking in
more
that
towards
direction.
that. Also, there was also this person that had like this portable tool that you could use to test your soil to know the amount of nutrients needed for
Okay.
your plants and
Okay.
things. Those are like amazing innovations that I feel we should start driving towards as young persons. Also, processing, value addition. Like I said, farming does not start and end with
Production.
production. So yes, for us, we should be able to start processing. Like, don't just say, "Oh, I'm a catfish farmer." After catfish farmer,
What's
what next? What
next?
can you add to it to bring in? You need to really focus on that aspect as well.
Yes, I think I understand and agree with what you said, especially that digital inclusion in agriculture. It is something that some of we that we are youth are yet to
Yeah.
harness. We have tech guys that are doing so many things for people,
Amazing.
building websites,
Yes,
doing so many things. Why
yes.
not tilting that energy into agriculture too?
Just
I always
have a
say this
niche
as
in
well,
the
that
agricultural sector.
agriculture is very vast and wide that can accommodate almost
All.
everybody.
Yes,
If
I'm
you are in the
telling
medical
you.
space, if you
That,
are in the
look at
engineering,
me.
if you are
Yeah.
anything, just name it, you have a space
Yeah.
for you in the agri
Yes.
space. Now, as a youth out there and you're thinking of what to do, now I can hear it from Anna saying that you should just try and maybe just track something in the tech
Yes.
space and see how you can find a solution to it. And also the processing aspect too. You said,
Yes.
it's something that we should look into. I want to believe Evelyn have
Yeah.
something to also say as well too. With all what you have seen, you met so many people
Yeah.
from different countries. And I'm very sure, I love the fact that, 2024, it's just like a turning point for me, to be sincere with you. I met so many people, and that was where I met East West Seed, and I was able to
Yes.
partner with them to go on a training in Zaria on onion production. And I was
Wow.
very happy to tell you that I harvested my onion
Where is
last week.
our own? I
Don't
saw
worry.
your
Don't
video.
worry. Don't. So I love the fact that we Mastercard Foundation is trying to let
Yes.
us be exposed
Yes,
and meet
that
so
Exactly.
many people. So that, because
yes.
sometimes you feel you are doing so well, but when you see other people,
Right.
so
You know
many
that
people
you're
are
just
doing.
starting.
Yes, I just started. So what will you advise our youth? What role do you think they can play in their workspace too?
Okay, thank you, Olumide. Like, I'll just pick it up from where you stopped. Like, you feel you're a local champion, you are doing so well, but when you go out and see what other people are doing, you'll be
Yeah,
wowed.
wow.
I work in the processing unit, and I got to Senegal. I saw someone using plantain and banana waste to produce
Pads.
sanitary pads
Sanitary pads.
Sanitary pads.
I'm
for
telling
girls.
you.
The guy is
Plantain.
from Ghana. I tell
I'm telling
you.
That's something.
So he had a story, but I won't go into his story. But he was trying to help a particular community that their girls could not go to school on days they were on their periods because their parents could not afford sanitary pad.
That's
And he
serious.
came up with that brilliant idea of using waste, banana
and
waste,
plantain
to produce
waste.
sanitary pad, and they are hygienic. And that's what they use. You know, so I saw a lot of amazing things, but I feel more like for Nigeria, we need more collaborations
Yes, we
I
do.
agree.
among
I
ourselves.
agree.
Let's stop beefing
I
ourselves.
agree.
Let's stop
I
That's
know.
it.
unnecessary
I agree.
competition,
I
right?
agree.
So let's collaborate. Let's form this synergy. And there is a lot we can do together if we work as a team. We
Yeah.
can access, I mean, there are informations flying around. I got
A
there and
lot.
I'm like, where have I been? You know, people getting access to funds. Yes,
Yeah.
we keep shouting there are no funds, there are no funds. But really, the
There
funds
are.
are there. But we don't have access to some of this information. So I feel if we work together as a team, if you collaborate, you as a producer, I as a processor, we come
Yeah.
together, we form a team, and then we can access some of these funds. Because really, there are some funds that you can't even access as an individual.
That's like
Exactly.
You need to
community.
work as a
Community.
team. We need to even go into policy making as a team. Let's
Yeah.
form a bond. Let's form an energy
Yeah.
that will be irrefusable. The government has to just listen
Listen,
to
Yes.
us.
exactly.
Yeah.
So I agree with what you said, but especially when you talk about collaboration. I know I always say this that collaborate, don't compete.
Yes, so
That is
that's
it.
my
Yes,
mantra
that's
for
it.
You
this
don't
year.
need to compete. Just collaborate. You know, your strength is another person's weakness, and your
Yes.
weakness is another person's strength. Let's just collaborate, and that is it. And also, you said something about the waste. You know, the last time I visited Benin Republic,
Okay.
I visited a pineapple producing farm, a community where you know what I was now asking the question that after you harvested that your pineapple, the other
do you
sucker
with
that you
the-
have,
with
what
the-
will you
What
do
do
with
you
it?
back?
They told me that they will leave it on the farm, allow it to bring another sucker, and the rest they will now burn it. I was like, no, now
There
can't
should
we
be
just make a
something.
research on what we can use
There
this thing
should
for?
be
Now,
Pineapple
you that you are
peels.
watching me and you are youth out there, you can
That's keyword
turn waste to
innovation.
wealth.
Yes.
You can turn waste to wealth. You know, that's
Yes.
if you go to Benin Republic, you will see a lot of. I think they are the third largest
Pineapple
nation that is
processing.
doing pineapple,
Yes.
and they have a lot of waste. They are doing nothing with
okay.
it.
You know, talking about waste, I remember during my undergrad days, we had to use cassava peel waste as a replacement for maize in the diet of our pigs, and it was beautiful. This research by International Livestock Research Institute,
Iri,
ILRI.
yes.
Yes, it was HQCP, high quality cassava peel. I met with some of their guys at Senegal, and it's amazing to see some of these things come up. You know, we are in the southwest, you know,
Yes, cassava is
Ogbomosho,
just there.
they
You
Yes,
know,
do
it's
produce
plenty
garri,
Exactly.
the waste is
everywhere.
just
it's just
there,
there.
and then we
Yes.
just refine it, we mill it into powder, and then we add it to
your
the
pig.
feeds, and the result was absolutely excellent. So these are things we need to start looking into, how to
Yeah.
convert waste to wealth.
Thank you very much. So let me go back to Anna, which is going to be like second to the last question, which I have for her.
Okay.
Now, what would be your message to Mastercard Foundation? You know, to me, I need to say this to Mastercard Foundation. You know, I happen to be a beneficiary of IUT project, which is sponsored by Mastercard Foundation. So I think this is just an opportunity for me to say a very big thank you to Mastercard Foundation. You know, when you're talking about youth empowerment, youth engagement, making you to be innovative,
you,
Mastercard
yes.
Foundation is just there. You are doing a
Yes.
lot. But now let me go back to Anna. You know, I know you have something to say because you going to Dakar, going to Senegal is
Yes.
not by your power
It's
or not
not.
be your power.
Not
Nah,
be
that is just
small thing,
Mastercard
no.
Foundation. That is
Yes,
so.
that was the
What message
platform.
do you have? Probably maybe a good message or probably something you want to say to them.
Okay, yes. So for Mastercard Foundation is doing an amazing job, like no doubt. And the impact that they are making in this sector is just something else. At that forum, there was a particular session, I think Leave No One Behind.
Okay.
Mastercard Foundation was the only organization that came up and did a session
On
that
inclusion.
on inclusion.
Exactly,
Like
with
persons
people with disability.
Yeah.
That's something.
in the agricultural, imagine in the agri-food systems. So person with disabilities, refugees and displaced persons. That's amazing. That's impact. That is what impact is. So my message is that also for women, inclusion of women in the agri-food system. The number of women in that forum. In fact, I was just so happy
I know you'll be happy.
I was
No, I
just
think
so
we need to just go for like
Ah.
maybe I don't know what I want to call it. If everything is just women, you see value for her, you see Kimiko for her.
Yes,
I'm not
Yes,
seeing him.
we
sir.
love it.
I've
Sorry.
not seen him.
You guys
We
have
love
had
it.
your own share in the past, so please
We love it.
leave it
It
for
was a
us.
lot. Like women speaking.
Yes,
If you
right.
see the panel session, out of you will see at least like 3 women like leading. It was amazing to see. So my message to Mastercard Foundation is to just they should just keep on doing what they are doing. Like it's amazing. And yes, I'm a beneficiary of their good work. Right from Enterprise for Youth in Agriculture, which was a program I attended to this. No, it's
Because
kudos.
I also need to buttress a point as well. You know, when it comes to women, I believe
Yeah.
when you empower a lady or a woman, you've
You
empowered
empower
the
the
nation.
community,
So I was
yes, the
just
nation,
joking.
yes.
You know,
Of
even
course.
I believe that
That's it.
women are really doing a lot when it comes to the
Yeah.
agri space. They are the one at the value chain. They
Yeah.
are even the one at the something
Even
that guys cannot
production,
even do.
yes,
You know, women are
yes,
just doing a lot.
yes.
So what would be your message to Mastercard Foundation? I know you've been just enjoying Mastercard Foundation support and some other stuff. So what would be your message to Mastercard
All right,
Foundation?
really, I would just like to say thank you again to Mastercard Foundation. Like, I won't stop saying thank you. My thank you is endless because, like I said, it still feels so surreal that me, like, me, I haven't gone through the training with IIT, of
Yeah.
course, sponsored by Mastercard Foundation. And then is the fact that after you are trained, you are not just left alone. They provide
Exactly.
mentorship platforms
Exactly.
to
Yes.
amplify your
voice.
yesterday I was doing something on, I don't know how I got to that mood on my phone. I just started making posts on WhatsApp of my journey from 2021 when
I
I
saw
went
that.
for the
I think I saw
training
that.
to like now, and virtually all the platforms all the platforms I've been opportune to speak or to do some showcasing, it has been by either IT or Mastercard Foundation. And it's really amazing that they don't just train you and just leave you alone to sort yourself. They hold your hands all the way through. And I mean, we can see that we went to Senegal because of all of these plans
Yeah.
they had in place. And I mean, helping or creating job opportunities
job
for 30 million
opportunities,
young
young
Africa is not a
Africans.
joke.
30 million young
30 million,
Africans.
that is the target.
That's
And
big.
70%
70% women. And
5%
we have already
persons with
started
disability.
and we are employing more women even in
Yes.
our own engagement to further harness what Mastercard Foundation is doing. So
awesome.
Yes.
I would really want to say thank you and please keep up the good work. Continue to support us, continue to
Yes,
amplify
so
our
keep-
voices
just keep
and
doing
just
what you're
just
doing.
keep doing what you're doing.
Well,
Thank
yes, I agree with what they said. Though I'm not a lady, I'm not a woman, but I can
Whatever.
say yes, I have also benefited from Mastercard Foundation. That is the iYouth program,
Yeah.
done by IITA,
I'm your
sponsored by
senior.
Mastercard Foundation. Sorry, sponsored by Mastercard Foundation. So thank you so much, Mastercard Foundation, for what you've been doing,
Yeah.
what you are going to do, and what you continue doing as well. So back to Anna, which is your last question. Now, what is the call to action from African Food System Forum 2025, and what is the next thing for you?
The call to action is that now that we have gone for this is just the starting point. We've seen
We've not even scratched the surface.
We've seen a whole lot of innovations, young people doing amazing things, and this is just the starting point. For Camella Farms, we'll keep building. We want to keep building, expand. This is time to expand for us. So that's what we want to keep doing. I also mentioned that one thing that I did not really hear during the forum was on the health and well-being of farmers, as I'm a strong advocate for that. But thank God I was there to
talk
speak.
about it.
Yes.
Exactly.
So now that I know that this is something I must
There's
take
a
serious.
gap.
Yes, there's a gap for that, and I must take it like seriously. So
Yes,
that's the way forward
I
for
think
me.
I would like to commend Anna's effort. When it comes to mental health, some of we that we are farmers, because I'm also a farmer too. I don't just speak for
Yes.
farmers. I farm as well too. We don't just take our mental health. We don't take it serious. Some of us that probably we had a loss maybe last year. It might even affect our production
Yes,
as well.
yes.
So she's in the advocacy aspect where she tells you that yes, you need to take your mental health. You need to take it too serious.
Serious. I'm a
So now let me
psychologist
go back
already.
to you, Evelyn. What is the call to action after the African Food System Forum 2025?
For me, the call to action is to, like I said, collaborate more, learn more, be more open to all of this information flying around, put yourself out the more as a young person. Let people see you and know you for who you are. There is nothing to be ashamed of as a farmer.
Exactly.
Be
Yes,
proud
there's
of
nothing
it.
new.
I've always been proud of it,
we
but
become
then I want to
farmers.
put myself out there the more, and then like just put my stuff out the more really, and then I I hope not to like, no, I won't actually. Like all of the things we have learned really,
Yeah.
because there is a whole lot. Like the programs are just too enormous. You go from
Was
one to
about
another. Like
205
a lot
sessions.
to a lot.
205
Yes.
That's
Sessions.
Sometimes
awesome.
you don't even know the one to attend. But really, there is a lot to learn. Yesterday, I was still going through. I was preparing an article on food security and food sovereignty. Like I just, because I won't lie, to be honest, it was at that forum that I heard food sovereignty. I've always known
Same
about
here,
food
food
security,
security.
and I've always been a fan of food security. But
Mm.
hearing about food sovereignty,
It's like
that
there's
there
something
is
more.
something more than
Than
just being
Yes,
food
security.
yes,
secured.
yes.
You can own control
Exactly.
of
Yes.
your
Exactly.
food as a
Exactly.
nation.
Exactly.
So,
Yes.
I mean, importation can still count for food security,
Yeah.
but in food sovereignty, it
There's
doesn't
nothing like
stand.
that.
So,
Awesome.
I'm doing more research, I'm learning more, I am just, putting myself out there the more.
Yes, thank you very much. And this is going to be a wrap on the show today. And
Aw.
probably, if you are watching this show anytime, any day, this is just a reflection and call to action from African Food System Forum. And we have delegate that was sponsored by MasterCard Foundation. We
Yes.
have Anna Rotimi Williams and we have Arewo Evelyn as well. And maybe you don't know, Evelyn was a first class student that studied animal. There, let me just cast you now. Let me cast you. So she's really doing so well when it's come
Yeah,
to
I miss school,
agriculture. Yes,
really. I want to go
don't
back
worry,
to
you go
school.
back to school. So and I want to. This is just my own call to action. I was in Kigali last year for African Food Systems Forum
But you
2025,
not
and to be
told us how
sincere,
Kigali was
to be
last
sincere
year.
with you, Kigali was just awesome.
Amazing.
I saw your picture, but I was like, you guys are playing to what we went for.
Oh, you playing for me.
The
Next year
serene
we'll be at
environment. Yes, the
Kigali.
serene environment is just awesome. We have, as you said,
The
the session.
Teranga too was awesome.
Calm down. The
Please.
session was just like awesome. You have different sessions
And
where
the
you
Chebu
learn
dress,
so many things
that
as well.
food.
So I want to say a
food
very big
was
thank you to Mastercard Foundation
casted.
once again for giving these two people. I know they are not. You are not just. It's
Yeah,
not
we
just
were
you.
19 of
Look at
us,
it.
young people
Yes,
from
19
across
of us.
Look at it.
Africa.
So that was
Apart
sponsored.
from
Yes.
their staff,
You see.
Yes,
19
19
young people, and
sponsored.
all 19 of
16
us
exhibited.
fully sponsored. All of us had speaking engagements.
Every
It
single
was
one of us.
I don't know how they did it, but it
So
was
that speaks more
amazing.
to the foundation amplifying our voices.
Exactly.
really.
So thank you
Yeah.
so much, Mastercard Foundation, for this big opportunity. I believe if there are bigger ones than this, they will definitely call you guys. I
Definitely,
believe that.
definitely,
So
yes.
and I want to say a very big thank you to you, and we hope for more collaboration and working more with you. When it comes to amplifying what you do, and that is why we are here, just to let people know that yes, Mastercard Foundation is doing something and doing something in youth empowerment, youth engagement, and making sure that our youth are more innovative. I will leave you with this word that yes, if you can eat, you can farm. Now, don't
Yes.
leave this thing to just our farmers alone, that they should be the one to do this. You can also play a role in this. I always tell people that you may not be a farmer, but you can invest in the farmer.
Yeah.
Do you know that? Yes, if you don't know that, I'm telling you that you may not be a farmer, but you can invest in the farmer. Let us play our role in food security and food sovereignty now, which
Sovereignty,
is not just being secure. We need to have that freedom about
Yes.
food production as well. My name
Yeah.
is Garuba Afsf once again. When it comes to agriculture, that is what pay my bills. Now, which are they use? And now, waiting they give me
Yes,
food
so
with that. So
absolutely.
I always do anything in agriculture. Till I come away next time, I say bye bye and God bless.